All right, next we've got Tim Jones, who's a cultural engineer, and his practice connects activism, the arts, technology, and enterprise. As executive director of Moti Roti, he's currently launching Multi-Walks, which is a mobile platform offering artistic walks through 3 European cities.
Thanks. Okay, this is the Heidelberg Project. It's in Detroit. It's an amazing grassroots creative response to urban deprivation. The Polka Dot House, very famous, art with a purpose. The idea is to get MTV's cameras into the neighborhood so the drug dealers will leave. This inspires me. I'm a hustler of culture. I work with creative people to shift the culture to good places. Sometimes I have to work really fast and trust my work will contain values that I believe in. This is what I sometimes compare it to. If you sit up and take in the view, you're probably dead. Other times, when I turn around an organization, it's slow, and you can only tell the company's story 24 hours ahead. In a recession, wagons turn inwards, and you have to kiss a lot of frogs. My company is deliberately promiscuous, but we have to make sharp choices about our time. This man is called Theaster Gates. We worked with him in 2011. He's a ceramicist and urban planner. He's also an art star. He set up the Rebuild Foundation to rescue his Chicago neighborhood. He's a brilliant artistic mind with awesome social principles. This inspires me. I raise money and find artists to take on some big challenges of our age. There's a lot of big issues of our age that we know we need to bring our collective imaginations to bear upon. That's what art is for. Migration, climate change, peak oil. We need artistry more than ever, and we need it to step up. I'm not art form specific. It would be easier for me if I was. I tried to collaborate with people very different from myself, partly because I think there's a lot of, in the UK, a lot of white, middle-class, heterosexual people from the home counties already working in the arts, partly because I think the cultural world will be a lot more usefully diverse for sustainability reasons, as well as so they had better content overall. But right now in the West, we seem to want to put a price tag on everything. Gross consumerism. If it can't be priced, it has no value. The arts industry is trying desperately to make the case for culture, though I think we should work harder to connect with what culture already means to people. Here's some of my personal hustling positions. Get over the art object, or culture in a box. Culture to most people includes weather patterns, football results, TV scheduling, gardening, and a whole set of other things that go on outside of state or publicly funded culture. Don't spend too much time with people you already know. Get into different rooms, shake new hands, release different colors of money into your context so that it can grow and be more relevant and more financially sustainable. This changes your product. Let go of your product. Enjoy the letting go. There's so much territory that doesn't seem to be covered by the arts much. In my company, Moti Roti, we work on themes of migration, technology, globalization, and cities. And I'm struck by what happens if you Google globalization and arts and how little there is that comes up. That there aren't many other arts organizations alongside us. So that tells me there must be opportunities. A challenge in getting into new space, of course, is knowing how to behave when you get there. Listening first is a good idea. Dropping art speak. Being reconciled to the truth that if you have to use language that suits the other party and their agenda, your integrity isn't necessarily contaminated. You're a hustler. In the arts industry, we've developed a very egocentric, intellectual showboating emphasis, what I call an intellectual baroque. Most people don't have time for that. I've learned to enjoy the shallows. It's where most people, aka audiences, aka the public, are already having most of their fun. I've learned not to hide away making a masterpiece. It's too stressful. Instead, make a work in front of people, invite new people in all the time, then ask them what they think, disrupt ourselves, and not claim that the work is ever finished. That feels very contemporary. I know that 80% of the work that I do won't work, and I'll need to keep paring down to the 20% that's making a real difference. and I need to keep myself focused on that. It doesn't matter where your hot dog stand is. It doesn't matter how the hot dog stand is decorated if the hot dog itself is disgusting. Institutions, places I've learned to step in and out of. Remaining in them, I think, is a bit toxic, for me at least. They're really helpful in some respects, often less helpful than they think they're being. They are wired for self-preservation before everything else. They're just people and bricks and money and ideas in the end. There's a lot of people without power at the moment, young people particularly. So that's an increasing priority for me in terms of how I consider project design. You can give people a good time, but can you give them skills that they can use to hustle for themselves? Can you have persistent relationships with the public? That's a strangely absent model still in many arts or setups. So here's what I'm up to at the moment. Multi-Walks, it launches in July. It's a free app. It's on iPhone and Android and most other things. It's a gateway to neighborhoods in 3 cities across Europe where 5 artists from migrant backgrounds have made walks on the app with some extensions into real life. Our partners in Italy have made this mural at the kickoff of their project. This will bring older Italians together with the younger generation of North African immigrants in the suburbs of an Italian town that is, wait for this, that is coping with a 20% increase in its migrant populations in the past 10 years. We'll have 2 walks in London, Vauxhall and Waterloo. London considers itself the world city because you can listen to lots of languages on the tube. I guess our artistic inquiry at Moti Roti is how deep that value penetrates and how fairly that supposed value is distributed. So do go to multiwalks.com. There's an email sign up and we'd love to know what you think. Here's our last slide. It's JR, the amazing street artist.